Take responsibility of where you are in life right now. This is the most basic advice that you get from self-development coaches. Everyone talks about it. Wherever you are in life, if you are not happy with you, if you are not happy with your own life, take responsibility. See, I agree with this. I agree with this to some extent. But if you are being honest, if you are taking responsibility of where you are in life, say if you've made mistakes in life, if you've made if you've taken some bad decisions, and you are not happy with who you are and where you are right now, you gotta realize this first, bro. You can take responsibility. Take responsibility and say, okay, I'm taking responsibility because it's my responsibility to change the circumstances. No one else is gonna come and save me. Yeah. But here's the thing, bro. If you have made bad decisions in your past, and you had no one to guide you, you had messed up childhood, you had no love, you had no one who was there to give you the right direction, and you were not aware of your mistakes or your bad patterns, your thought patterns, you were not aware. How are you supposed to do the right things, if you're not aware? You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people, when they say take responsibility of where you are in life right now, but all of these people, most of them, like, people who are at the top of this self-development food chain, like people like, say, Andrew Tate. This guy, I love this guy. First of all, I love this guy. But this guy, he always talks about, take responsibility, it's your responsibility, but the thing is, these guys had like father figure in their life. This guy, Andrew Tate, he had, his father was apparently this great guy. He talks about him a lot, and all these stories. He sounds like an intelligent guy, a masculine guy. He had this guy in his life to guide him. What about people who never had such figures in their life? What about you who was raised by a single mother, or his father was not masculine and his mother was in masculine and his father was in feminine? What about that? And you were programmed like that. You didn't know better. You didn't know better. You were just doing what you saw. You saw father being submissive. You just did that. You just did exactly that. You saw father being irresponsible, not taking responsibility of the family. You did exactly that, bro. You know what I mean? Like, see, I understand, like, blaming is not going to help anyone. I get that. You can't blame it on people and say, oh, I was like that because this, that, and that. But the thing is, like, this take responsibility of your own life gets a bit toxic, especially when it comes from people who always have this father figure, this masculine figure in their life who was there to guide them. On the other hand, you just didn't know better, bro. You were just doing what you saw. You just didn't know any better. See, if you were aware of the things, like if you knew, like, okay, I am not supposed to spend my money like this. I'm not supposed to simp on these girls, or I'm not supposed to party every weekend because it's not good for my future. If you received bad, like, programming and stuff in your childhood, you had traumas and stuff, you are growing up to do the same exact things. Yeah. Once you become aware, the day you become aware of the things that are not helping you, and you know that those things are wrong, regardless of how deeply implanted those things are in your subconscious and your conscious, those things are wrong. That's the day when you have to take true responsibility. The day you are aware of the bad habits and the bad programming, that's the day you become. That's the day you take responsibility, bro. That's your real responsibility starts. That's the day. Before that, you were just walking on autopilot. That's it. And how are you gonna, like, be harsh on yourself just because these YouTubers talk about taking responsibility, and they had a different childhood. Their childhood was not messed up. Their childhood was, they had this leading figure, in their life. That's the thing. Like, you have to understand, you have to realize this. You can't compare your self-development journey to these big names. They've had, if it's a messed up childhood, it's a messed up childhood. That's it. You can't do anything about it. You can't go back and change it. Yes, the day you become aware that these are the things that are holding you back, that's the day it becomes your own responsibility. That's the day your responsibility starts. In general, it sounds good. Take responsibility of your own life. You are responsible for where you are. Yes, you are. You took those actions. Exactly. But if you dig deep, you realize that you can't be harsh on yourself because of that. You can't be too harsh on yourself because you were just not autopilot, bro. You didn't know any better. And if someone walks along and if someone comes along and say, bro, this is wrong, this is right, and you realize that he's saying the truth, like he's actually guiding me in the right way, that's the day when it becomes your responsibility, because that's the day when you become aware of the things that are actually going to change your life, at the things that you are supposed to do. So you see what I'm saying here? It's good. Take responsibility, but don't be too harsh on yourself, bro. Show yourself some empathy. Show yourself the love that you wanted in childhood. Give yourself the love you never received. You know what I mean? Like, now that's your responsibility. That's your real responsibility. Just, I'm not saying blame others. I'm not saying blame your parents, and I'm not asking you to play the blame game. I am saying that taking responsibility and being too harsh on yourself is a bit too toxic. Take responsibility. That day you become aware of the negative patterns is the day when your real responsibility starts. That's it. I hope you got value out of this video, and you start showing yourself the love, bro, because that's the basics of self-development. Without self-love, what are you working for? If you don't love yourself, then why are you even working for yourself? Then why are you even working on yourself? You know what I mean? Like, self-love is the basics, bro. Don't be too harsh. Don't compare your story to any other guy. You've all had different childhoods. You all had different stories. And that's the beauty of self-development. Self-development means just realizing the things that you need to work on, and then you start working on those things. That's it. Some people are naturally better at some things. Some people are naturally, they need a lot of work. It's your duty to identify. It's your responsibility to find the things that are required to work on, and then start working on those things. Start making yourself a better person, and start changing your circumstances, bro. Take responsibility, but don't be too harsh on yourself. You deserve the love. If you were not aware, it's not really your fault, bro. You did take those actions, but what are you supposed to do if you're running on the autopilot? You know what I mean? So I hope you got value out of this video. Like, subscribe, share. My name is Arun, and I help men level up mentally, physically, and spiritually. Peace.